Hello and welcome to Blue Girls Podcast. I did about 6 of these yesterday, man. So I'm kind of tired a little bit today. This is like the third try today because I think I'm just a little worn out. So this is a podcast, but whatever. I have dreams for January 2018. And the first one is up against a wall. There was an entire room filled with people and a scanning machine and security officer with several gadgets that were attached to his belt. A woman had a picture of herself asked me a question regarding medical and life insurance. I did not understand the question, so she asked me another question. The process was going to take 20 to 30 minutes. My zebra backpack was leaning up against the wall in a room. Okay, so this sounds like I'm applying for medical assistance. It sounds like the environment where you go there, there's a security guard there, there's people sitting in chairs. I don't know why they would ask. Well, they do ask if you have life insurance, but you can't really have life insurance. They just want you to be buried like in a wooden box or whatever. It's really kind of ugly caskets that you get to choose from. But it says the 20 to 30 minutes. It could be between the 20th and 30th. Fell back asleep. I was sleeping in my twin-size bed. I looked to the right of me, and there was a spider web with a black spider. In my dream, I couldn't wake up, so I cried out for my mom, who is deceased in real life. Okay, so this was like, when I first got here, it was kind of weird because I heard the hisser. That goes, I don't even know how to do it. So somebody's been talking to my last landlord and asking questions that they're not supposed to ask. But anyway, so when I looked at the water pipe over there, I saw out of the corner of my eye a black spider, right? And that's kind of a theme. I've seen that before, but it doesn't happen very often. And I used to have dreams of black cats because I had a black cat in real life. So anyway, it looks like it happened again. So, I forgot about this. So I'm wondering if it's the same place that said something that they weren't supposed to say. Release information. I don't know what it could be, but that's kind of weird. So I couldn't wake up in the dream, and I don't know if that's ever happened to you. And that's only happened to me a couple of times in my life, and it's kind of scary because I'm conscious in my dream, and then I'm trying to wake up, and I can't wake up. So I was crying out for my mom, and I obviously eventually woke up. Okay, so there was a Mexican woman and her daughter who was smiling. There were 4 bridges. 3 were thin, small, but 1 was thick in the middle. Okay, so 4 bridges, of course, it could just be 4 opportunities, but it also could be the heart because I have a congenital heart condition. And 3 were thin and small, but 1 was thick in the middle. Okay, so it could be 1 artery or something that is too thick or whatever. And this didn't come to pass. If that's true, I've never been told about it. So the next dream is going to be, I don't know what the next dream is. January 2018. January. Okay, so the next dream is the cabin. Okay. No, a row. Oops. Yep. No, paid in full by God. Okay. 2 women who were dressed in coats and 1 was smiling and wearing a beret was checking into their hotel, possibly hostel room, 2 beds at $75, and 1 girl paid for it. A map on the wall with pegs and cities, paid in full by God. Okay, so that's kind of what I heard, I'm assuming. And so after I made a purchase of traveling, I heard God is protecting me. So I don't know if there's any truth to that. I hope so, because he's like the only one or one of the fews. A row. Not a good dream for the beginning of the year. I think some girls were going to jail. It was like a handful of them got into trouble. Some didn't do anything wrong. In dream, I recall each getting like a slip of white paper. Uh-oh. One girl was outside, no desert, no snow, but grass. It may have been me, not sure. Anyway, there was a row of her camping stuff lined up, and some people started taking her items. So she went to get her items. Lana Del Rey was around. Okay, so it could have been somebody that looks like Lana Del Rey, because Lana, I mean, you never meet too many people that are named Lana now, unless they're really kind of older, like old. Yeah, so whatever, it just sounds like this is January 1st, 2018, that some girls got into trouble. I don't think anybody went to jail, but, and some of them didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so the next part is there was new staff, and my cousins were managers in real life. They both were, and some other, people were picked. I remember them standing in the kitchen and have a discussion about the jobs. One girl didn't get chosen because she needed to take a course in management. It was all young women and did not recognize any other of them. To me, I sense that they all were displaced and had to be relocated, Mississippi. Okay, so so anyway, okay, so in real life, my cousins, twin cousins, they both were managers at the same company in real life. They're not now. They're in the same field, as far as I know. So one of the, so like where I think this may have happened once or twice before, in which one of my cousins' names, like where I'm currently living, there's somebody who's where I'm living, who works here, who has the same name. And I think that may have happened once or twice. It might have actually happened in here, like during this time that this was going on, this dream. Okay, and this is, it says, I sense they all were displaced and had to be relocated. Okay, so the last month or so, I have been thinking about Mississippi, and I don't know why, it just kind of came to my mind. And I've never been to Mississippi, and it's not, all I know is it's really poor, right? And I really have no desire to go to Mississippi, but it could be because I was in contact with my youngest brother, and he might know somebody who's down there. I don't know. I think I might have actually been through Mississippi, because I think I was. This was like a long time ago. Okay, the cabin is the next dream. I was awakened to one of my neighbors having a temper tantrum, I guess moving around loudly. I also was awoken from a dream vision of both. I saw an overweight woman with brown hair and brown eyes who resembled an old friend. Then a girl with long blonde hair was crawling around on her hands and knees. Anyway, it was a place. I'm trying to remember more, maybe later. I did get a sign when I first arrived in the Midwest to call somebody with the name Jay. Okay, so yeah, one of my neighbors when I lived in the Midwest, well, she wasn't real cooperative, like when they would have to do pest control. She would make excuses. Okay, well, it's kind of a lot to do stuff like that, because you gotta like put everything in the center of the floor, put everything in bags, and so, and I know she had like a lot of stuff. I just saw inside her place as in passing or whatever, but I've never been in there, and I don't even know her name. I forgot it anyway. So this day she's having a bad day, and she's having a temper tantrum, and it kind of happens. So I fell back asleep. A house none like I have seen in dream. Got to be New Orleans, the bayou. There was a young woman jumping on floor. Saw water coming from floorboard. For some reason, this house makes me smile. Okay, so like the first time that I ever wanted to go to New Orleans is when I saw Easy Rider. Okay, I was in my 20s. And I'm not telling you how old I am, but my chin is a dead giveaway. My mom had a chin like that, you know. So anyway, so that's why, but now I'm like, kind of just way past the partying years, man. But I still would like to go there, and I have tried, but I meant, you have to do it like, just like months and months, like 6 or 7 months, I think, in advance just to score a room. And it's like a weekend event, I think, but I really have since I don't really party or whatever, I don't really have any desire to go there. I had a friend went there and she visited and she said they were kind of aggressive. And that's not really my cup of tea. And so that was a little surprised because it's the South. But anyway, they might just be strict because some of those southern states are very strict. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever get to New Orleans for, Mardi Gras or not. So I feel like I'm paying for someone else's sin. Later, while going out to eat, I saw a picture of a cabin at a restaurant, a brownish reddish house I can dream. It may be a cabin or a dummy house by bayou. Okay, so my youngest brother has a big brother from Big Sister Association. I mean, he kept in contact with him. Obviously, he's not that little anymore. So, I know he has a cabin, so that might have been something that was going on in real life. Static. Two women are sitting down at a table. The woman with dark hair is static on the right side. She leaves the table. I guess her hair is staticky. Sometimes I wonder, like, God, why do you tell me these things? Piggy bank. There was an idea of a guy with blonde hair, surfer dude. Then I see an oversized plastic penny holder, like a Budweiser or a Coke container. Anyway, it is floating in brown, shallow water. It is 3/4 full of, I guess, of what? I don't know. There are two square white bags. Oh, at the bottom of the lake or whatever. I used to have a Budweiser plastic penny bank that I saved pennies for about 15 years until I cashed them in. Okay, so I don't know what this ID was of the surfer dude. I don't know who that was. But I did have a Budweiser, like a plastic Budweiser penny bank, and I had it for 15 years. And when I cashed it in, I had over like about $20 or $25 worth of pennies. And for some reason, I don't know, I just, I had it for a really long time. And I felt sorry for all those little pennies because nobody really wants the pennies. But so whatever, I cashed them all in. So, okay, so this thing right here with the white bags at the bottom of the lake, or whatever, that could be my uncle passed away around this time, actually the next day. And I guess because I saw a video once of one of my relatives, not my uncle, and I saw something. But when they have ashes, they can put them, they can put them in an urn, but they can put it in a white bag, and then you throw, like put it in the water, scatter them in the water. Because I know some of our family has their ashes spread around Angel Island in California. I know that. I think I would want mine. I don't want to be like my mom, when she was alive. She's like, don't let them burn me. And so, I mean, she has a casket or whatever, but I think that I'd want to be, I probably shouldn't be talking about this because I don't want anything bad on knock on wood. I've always kind of wanted to be cremated because I think I would just kind of, it freaks me out at being in a casket for eternity. But that's just my personality. I'd be free. And I think I'd want to be like my scattered around the state of Washington, the ocean there, because I love water. So anyway, yeah, so that's right. So my uncle passed away the same year, and then a month later, his sister, who I haven't seen in a very long time, who lived in a different state and never came to our state, died. So it was like one died and then the next. Um, and then unfortunately my aunt passed away. She lived to a ripe old age, but she was like the last one out of my mom. My mom was the first one who passed because I mean she partied and she smoked, and back then they didn't know it was addictive, and quilt. There was a black cat that reminded me of my cat. Then the cat became a quilt. There is a lot of chaos going on in this one young woman's environment. There is a pile of suitcases, and she is looking for her red suitcase. Then several sheriff's deputies are sitting in lawn chairs like at a parade, but don't actually see parades, so maybe it's a garage sale. So I vaguely remember this dream. I'm thinking that maybe there was a parade, because why else would they be, sitting in lawn chairs? And usually they're in the parade, but not always. So, trouble. Okay. Recalling a forgotten dream or vision. In the evening, a woman is at this construction site of a building. Earlier, she leaves a backpack at her house. Later, she is waiting inside a small bus shelter. Okay. So sometimes when I remember things, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if it was a dream or it actually happened. I've had so many dreams. Not that I'm bragging, and not that many people watch this, but yeah, was that a dream or did that happen? Sometimes. Okay, B is the next dream. Woman has a hotel key that says swim on it. It's swim. I forgot how to pronounce it on it. I am trying to recall what I see in the dream. A woman is by this ethnic guy. A bee comes and sits on her left hand, and she is sitting in a chair outside. Okay, so that's a little unnerving. A bee comes and sits on her left hand, and she just lets it stay there. Okay, and I'd be like, ugh. Anyway, English gal. There is this voluptuous English gal briefly cuddling with someone, I think, but she is in bed. Then I see a former mental health woman. I do not know. Okay, weird. Abandoned. Garage. Reno, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. A young woman has a cart full of her stuff. To the right, short distance, several people around an empty garage or storage unit. Empty garage or storage unit. Okay. Alrighty, so the next dream is, I don't know what the next dream is. And we're not even, we're getting towards the end of January. So I think this is going to be January 2018. Cousins. I had a dream of one of my cousins again. Okay, when we were kids, one of my cousins used to talk through her nose, and another cousin was in the area, kind of making fun of, but not really. So one of my cousins, this is a different cousins. This is not the twin cousins, but their older sister, and the one that was closest to, kind of growing up. But she would talk through her nose. People would say that. I don't know how she does it. I don't think she really does it anymore now, but she used to. She knows Anoka. Facial is the next dream. On January 20th, I was awake and felt like I was getting a facial. When I fell asleep, I woke at 2:30 a.m. Secret. Okay. So, I completely forgot about this. Because I just in my last, I don't even know what month it was in 2017, and when it was I was awake when I had the facial, or it was like a mortuary thing, and then I ended up living behind the building was a mortuary, so that was creepy. So that place was haunted. So I think this was different. I was dreaming of getting a facial, and then when I was awake, I said, oh, Ice Cream Man. You hear it? I didn't know they had Ice Cream Man here. I don't know. Slabs. Well, I don't see that. I don't see it. That's kind of weird. Slabs. I've never heard that before. So that's kind of weird. Slabs. I see a body of water, not like other dreams. Connecticut, Colorado. Also, I see a young grunge-like woman sitting outside in an air bar stuff reminds me of the slabs. Okay, so this is, of course, Slab City, California. Now, when I was, I don't know, the last 5 years, I wanted to go there, and I almost made it there. I made it to like one of the outskirts, okay? And then I asked this, I took a bus there, and then I was on the outskirts and asked this guy, well, how long does it take to walk to whatever? And he's like hours or whatever. But I found out it was like maybe 2 or 4 miles away. But the thing is that the bus goes there once a week. And so I would have to do it where it would be. And you know what? I don't know. The more that I thought, oh, that'd be really kind of cool, But then I watched more videos of it and of the Slab City. And it was like, well, the more I thought about it, I didn't really want to go there because it sounds like it's a lot of drama. And, I meant maybe like go camping for a little bit, but and each his own, but I don't really want, it almost sounds like Reno, Las Vegas kind of vibe where there's just drama all the time. And it could be a lot of fun though, too. It sounds like, that they're, friendly. But I don't really want to, I don't know. I meant to stay, to be there temporarily, but I think that it'd be best if you had your own rig or whatever, your own RV or camper. So, maybe for like a weekend or a week or something like that. But young guy, North Carolina, 4 states over, West Virginia. I have recently had dreams of this guy with short brown hair, usually by himself. In this dream, he is sitting on a dark threadbare couch. He comes over in a week. Woody. I don't remember that. Set up. Okay, so this is the last one of January, but there might be another one. The last date. Come on, underlay. Okay, so a man with brown hair is cuddling with a younger female. She is lying in bed with her small breast exposed. Okay, I do not know if she is alone. Well, she's with a guy. That's kind of weird. She was talking angrily because she had a bad dream. She wanted to leave the house, but a guy wanted her to apologize. She may have been, that's reminding me. She might have been dreaming because she doesn't remember calling a hospital. The call was recorded. There are 3 areas. It felt like a setup and someone is waiting for her. That reminds me, I completely forgot about this dream I had last night. I was somewhere, it looks like a bus station or a track, and this guy was there with me, and he was bossy, okay? I remember him being like a bossy guy or in charge, and I don't know who he was, and I don't know why we were there. And so anyway, okay, so like she doesn't remember calling a hospital. So like one time, and this was kind of funny as I look back. This is over 20 years ago, okay? One time I called, because I would call my mom. Oh, yeah, there is one more. And I called, and this is kind of embarrassing after I found out, but I don't remember saying it. Because I would call my mom, and she was like in a place to take care of her, assisted living or some shit like that. And so I called, and I asked for my mommy. That's what they told me. I don't remember doing it. So I think I was a little intoxicated maybe. But that rarely happens, man. I don't even remember doing it. Injury as the last one. There was a group of children around the age of 9 through 11 that were crammed together like sardines, possibly a car, but do not see in dream. An older woman gave a ride to a woman. So yeah, one time when I was a kid, my cousin's family, which is my mom's aunt and my mom and our family, we all fit into a station wagon, I think it was, and we went from one part of the Midwest to another, like a couple of states over, man. And this was before we had the seatbelt law. But we were skinny back then, man. We were just kids, like 11 years and under. This night, I felt an older female presence in my room after I watched The Conjurer. It's a good movie, man. I also was awoken to someone poking my upper left leg. Recently, I fell down on the cement, but it was my lower left leg. So anyway, yeah, The Conjurer, yeah, that's like, but the best part is when, whatever, I can't remember the lady's name, but when she looks, she turns around and that witch is hanging from the tree on a rope. So that's one of my favorite parts. It's a little creepy there. Okay, so thank you for watching or hearing my podcast. Okay, thank you.